Yo, what's up viewers, and welcome back to the final weekend of the British Touring Car Championship Replica with the URL. Now, this weekend is a very important weekend for 3 races, guys. The top 3 are all battling for the 2 promotion spots into League 2. And what an absolute beautiful weekend it was, with an absolute amazing racing amongst the 3 races, guys. So, as you can see by the table right now, you've got 2 Fast Up with 239 in first. You've got ourselves with 227. Now, Sleepless is actually on 207, not 197. That's very important to remember that, guys. But, as you can see, Ginger is quite far behind, so it is just a 3-horse race for the 2 positions. So, with that said, we are racing in the GTR, as always. Final season with the GTR, but let's get straight into the qualifying. Deep into that first corner. So in the WRX I can do 155s. In the GTR it's 157s, which suck. Yo, what's up YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Here today is round 16 of the British Touring Car Championship Replica with the URL. Now, this is the final weekend, as I explained earlier on in the video, the final weekend of racing in this league, or in this car, sorry. But here we go. So we're starting 3rd on the grid, as we're just about to get underway into race 1 this weekend. We are behind Brody with Sleepless on our right, coming up off the grid. As you can see, Ginge, I think that's Ginge, Lee Whip makes an absolute blinding start. As you can see, shoving him and pushing around first corner. All nice though, everyone gets through, as you can see. Now, what an amazing shot this is for every single car in this league right now. All down into bend 3. And everyone, again, is through safely. So, everyone should be in their positions now. We might have a few cars side by side as we come down to the hairpin bend onto the back straight. Very short circuit. Should be looking at about 56 seconds per lap. Now, cars for this track. Definitely the NSX comes to life at this track. Also, along with that, the WRX is again another very quick car around this track as well. So, unfortunately, the GTR is in its element on 5th gear. Now, as you can see, we never hit 5th gear on that lap, which means this weekend our best asset of the car is not usable. So this track is going to kind of hurt us a little bit, but we're going to try and make up the time where we can. And let's just see what we can pull out this weekend. So midway through lap 2, you can see first place is starting to pull away from everyone. And then you got ourselves and Sleepless. As Sleepless ran wide there, so we should be able to get on the back end of him here into the braking zone, as we do, without making any contact, through nice and clean. And now we're coming up back straight. Now, can we get into the slip of Sleepless? As we have a little look back there, we're 1.6 ahead. So the starting pack, the starting 3 are actually ahead of the pack now. And as you can see, there must have been an accident or something, because there's 2 cars way back at the start of the straight there. So as we come over the line to do lap 3, let's have a look how we go through. So as we're coming up to the line to complete lap 3 on to lap 4, let's have a quick look in the top left corner, guys. We cannot see too fast in the top 8.
Sorry, guys,
that there championship leader right now is having a poor race to start off with. So he's got to be in 9th or 10th. So he must have had an accident with someone. As you can see there, he is all the way back. Now, he could be running racing mediums. We're not sure. So as we can see Brody and Sleepless are starting to distance that gap between us. There's a 1.4 second gap between myself and Sleepless, 2.6 between me and Flash. Now, interesting fact, myself and Flash are in the knockout tournament together, so we will be racing each other next weekend, guys, for the Battle of the URL Championship. That's a knockout kind of round of 16 sort of format, but that will be coming to the channel. Hopefully we can get through the first round, or it'll just be a one-off video. But we do know Flash is quite quick. We don't know how quick yet, so we will find out this weekend. That was also in the back of our minds at this point here, as we get a good shot through there. As you can see, Flash just enters it, and there goes Brody. Brody actually hits the grass, loses his back end, and that puts him into defending territory against ourselves. Now, as we come onto the back straight, here we go. We are in slip, but we are not gaining. That is the NSX power right there. As he takes a good line through. Now, I noticed he was slow in, but very, very fast out, where we were fast in, slow out. So, to be fair, he had the much better line there, as you can see. But we are better in the braking zones for him on turn 1, as again, we picked up that quite early on. As we have a little look at the time there, with 0.002 quicker than our fastest lap on lap 7. You can't quite see it because my camera's overlapping it, but it is Sleepless with the fastest lap, guys. Now, again, fastest lap gives you a point in the championship. Now, 1 point could mean everything. Okay, could mean everything. So, as a fastest lap stands right now, Sleepless is running that lap.
About this track with us is the GTR. When it's up in 5th gear, it's really got that power on every other car in the category. However, as you can see, we don't hit 5th gear at any point in this race. So, our best asset of the car is actually not usable. So, this is why I didn't want the GTR for this race, but unfortunately, you have to stick with it. I'm not in the slip, I'm out of the slip now. Those NSXs are way too quick.
So as we can see there, Brody picks up a penalty going too tight into that corner. So he's going to have to serve that penalty here, which could potentially give us a catch up on him. Also, if you look here real quick up in the top left, we're actually in no man's land, where we're basically 2 seconds behind the person in front of us, and we are a second and a half in front of the 4th place. So we're kind of not really defending or looking at attacking. We're just driving our style on the track. As you can see, we pick up to 1.2 now behind Brody.
We're driving quite slow right now.
Now we're starting to see
Flash up.
He's catching us up a little bit here, which is making us drive a little bit more slow and defensive than what we would like. As you can see here, we're slow into this bend, and that puts him within half a second of us. Now he's going to be in our slip, and I believe he's in the WRX, so we know that that car's quick for this track. Is kind of the recommended car to go to, followed by the NSX. As we come around to complete lap 9 onto lap 10, he is now in lunging distance, okay? Now, if you don't know what a lunge is, guys, it's where they lunge up the inside. It's called a dive bomb. If you're in that territory where you can do it and the car in front hasn't defended it, you're in big trouble. You're going to lose that position. So, here we go. We're going to start looking at defending. As you can see, a very good shot there. As Flash goes a little bit wide out, which gives us a nice little exit in and out of that corner. Again, as you can see, that gap is closing between us both there. As we put in a faster sector there from our previous fast lap. Coming up to complete lap 10 as we keep it nice and tight on the entry out of the final bend, coming down into turn 1. Now, as you can see, that was our fastest lap of the race so far for ourselves, a personal best, as we're now 1 second ahead of Flash. Now, let's see if we can extend this gap a little bit more. We do not want to be defending into the last 5 minutes of this race, guys, as we run a little bit wide there. So running wide there always puts you a bit slower into the next turn, as we've just found out there. But yeah, Flash kind of did exactly the same things. We didn't really lose any time there, so that's good. As we take a wider approach into the hairpin and up the back straight. Again, as you see, Flash is now starting to pick up some of that gap there. No, sorry, we're extending it. We're up over to a second now, so we're a little bit quicker than that WRX up the straight.
Right, 4 minutes left of the race on race 1 tonight.
Now, I estimate we probably do about 16 laps by the look of it. 16, 17, depending on when the lap starts with the final seconds of the race. As you can see, Sleepless has kind of extended his gap now. He's 4.8 ahead of us, so he's going to be probably about 2.5 ahead of Brody. So he's not really in any sort of danger unless he makes a mistake or anything like that. This race is his to lose now, as we get a very, very good angle of all 4 leading cars there. There's a even gap between everyone. Now 5 seconds on this track looks huge up on the track marker up in the top right, but 5 seconds is not anything.
So we're going to jump on the racing mediums after this, guys. At some point during the weekend,
the cars behind you
are required to race on the racing mediums. So we're going to get that over and done with.
Yeah, 5 seconds is not a big lead. We've seen leads bigger than that. It just looks big up in the top right, so it's always good. Never look at the time and think, oh my days, or look at the top right and go, oh my days, we're never going to catch that person. Because you've got to remember, this is a very, very short track. If not one of the shortest. I think it's probably the second shortest. As we get a good exit out of there. Now, let's have a look. Are we going to be defending? No, we're 2 seconds ahead of Flash. And we are 2.5 seconds behind Brody. So again, we're in a very, very good spot. Now, let me know in the comment section, guys, if you would like me to live stream these championships next season, which should be in about 3 weeks' time. The new season will start. Or would you like me to do them off stream without the camera, so that you guys have got
put
the
off, yeah, I
full
saw that
experience from the YouTube video. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you believe would be the best option, or what you would more enjoy. So 14 laps in, 2 minutes left. Again, it's probably going to be about 16, possibly 17 laps with the completer, as we pick up a faster sector there. We're now 1.6 ahead of Flash, so really we're kind of just driving now to hold third. It's unless Brody makes a mistake, I can't really see us getting second, so we're just trying to drive a steady, not over push but not slow, finish this race here. Again, we're trying to get up into that speed.
Tim,
as you can see, top gear 4 is starting to pick up our, I would like to say, power band. It's where our element of the car comes out, like I said earlier on in the race. 5th gear is our ultimate best gear, and it really does pull on the top end. Obviously, on a short track, top end speed is not what you need. But you can see it just catching up there on that straight as we were on it.
We're just trying to hold on to third right now.
Slightly slower through that sector than normal, but nothing to worry about. We're not in danger. 1.7 ahead of Flash. 2.3
without getting any pens. Just driving for third.
And now we're 5.9 behind Sleepless. So actually Sleepless has gone up through the gears and he's going a little bit quicker. I don't know if he's reset a fastest lap or not. Unfortunately, I can't see that with our cam there.
As you see, 2 fastest in 6th, so with that finish, that puts me within 1 or 2 positions of him for first place on the championship, if this sticks as it is.
Now, that's a bad entry from us, guys. That's a very bad entry. As you can see, we stuck to the middle of the track, which does cost you time. Now, we're coming into the final lap. As you see, 18 seconds in the bottom right. We're not going to complete this lap in that time, so this will make it our final lap, sorry, as we come down again with a 300th slower than our fastest lap. So you can see we're starting to struggle in the later stages of this race. Now, we are on racing super softs, guys. That's very, very important to look at. Some point this weekend, we have to run racing mediums. As one of our viewers had us there. So here we go, up the back straight for the final time in round 16, on lap 16, in 3rd position. Now, if nothing major happens on this final corner, we've picked up a podium finish for the first round of this weekend, which is exactly where we need. Now, if we look, 2 fast is 6th, but Sleepless did pick up the win. So that does close all the top 3 in the championship again,
very good
as you can see.
And
that was a great, great race. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Don't mess up on last corner, buddy. Please, Wayne. Come on. I want you 7th. Okay, now he gets 6th. Okay.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.